Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today this is a tutorial on how to solve this 2x2 right here. This is actually a lot easier than you think, but yeah, it's just a little tutorial on how to solve it. So there's going to be a few algorithms in here that you'll have to memorize in order to solve this. So let's just get started with cube annotations. Alright, so what you're going to want to know about cube annotations is that there's a bunch of algorithms that involve these. So let me just give you a look at this. So at first sight, this might seem very complicated, but it's very easy to explain. So, and I will be demonstrating all of this with the 3x3 right here. So the 3x3 has 3 parts to it that make up the whole cube, but there's multiple of those parts on here. So right here, and on each face there is 1, and if there's 6 faces, there are 6 of what you call center pieces. So they only have 1 tile on them. So that's one thing you should know, the center pieces, which you should always look out while solving the 2x2 or the 3x3 or just any Rubik's Cube. Now, moving on to edge pieces right here, which are in between 2 corner pieces that have 2 tiles, and corner pieces right here that have 3 tiles. And that is how the cube is basically made up, just of those parts. And the center pieces are also connected to the core. So now moving on from telling you all the pieces of the Rubik's Cube, let's move on to this, or cube annotations. So on a cube, you have where you're facing it right here. So when we're facing it like this, there's certain parts of the cube that you can turn. So on here, like the first one, as you can see, U means up. So what I mean by that is when you're facing the cube like this is your front right here. This is your top, or as in the cube annotations, up. This is the right side of your cube. This is the left side. And then this is the bottom right there. Or as in cube annotations, down. And this is your back. So whenever there's a normal letter, we know. So let's just look what they all stand for. So there's 6 of these. There's U, which is up, which means the up right here. So this is your up. And whenever it says just something like U, like right here, that means you would turn it clockwise to which you're facing it. Let me show you how that works. So of course this is your up. So this is your up layer. And when you turn the up, you would turn it clockwise to which you would face it. So your front, your up. If I'm facing the up and it says to turn it clockwise, I turn it clockwise. So in other words, if it says U and I'm facing the front, I just go like that. So it's like that for all of these, which I will explain. So D is down, which is this bottom layer right here. And of course, when it says just D, that means to turn it clockwise to which you face it. So this is my front, my up, turn it clockwise. Your down, you're gonna face it, turn it clockwise. Now, you don't always turn the cube to face it and then turn it. You're always just gonna know that you need to turn it the right way. So if I'm facing the front, this is my down, turn it clockwise. So you should always know that this is turning the down clockwise. All right, now moving on from that, we have F right here, which translates to front. And the front is basically just the front of your cube. Like this is up, this is down, and this is your front. So of course, you're gonna turn it clockwise to the way you face it, which is just that because you're already facing it. Because it's the front of your cube. So clockwise like that. Pretty simple. Now, B is for the back side of your cube, right there. So, if F is front like this, then B would be back, which in this case is yellow, so your front is white, yellow is your back. And when you face the back, of course, you gotta turn it clockwise, because it tells you to turn it clockwise, to which it looks something like this when you're just facing the front. It's a bit strange, but as you can see, if we go back here, you're still turning it clockwise. Now we have R, which translates to right. So if this is the front side of your cube, this is the up, of course. Now this right here is your right. So when you turn the right, of course, clockwise to which you face it. So this is the front, this is the right. You turn it clockwise to which you face it. Or in other words, when you're facing this, you turn the right away from you, I guess. Either way, you could think about it like that. And then we have L right here, which translates to left, which of course is the left side of your cube right here. And when you turn it clockwise, remember, when you face it, you turn it clockwise. Or you could say, when it's just normal left, you turn it towards you. Now we move on to some tricky things. And I'll show you what they are here. After you've memorized all of these, now we move on to things like this. So normal U, I'm going to use U as the example here. Normal U, you just turn it clockwise to which the way you face it. But when there's an apostrophe after the U, that means you need to turn that side counterclockwise to which you face it. So if it says U, normal U, you turn it clockwise to which you face it, like that. But if it says U prime, then you need to turn it counterclockwise, like that. And that applies for everything else, like R prime, like R counterclockwise is like that. Normal R clockwise, R with an apostrophe, counterclockwise. And we usually call this the letter and then prime. So if it's U with an apostrophe, we usually call it U prime. And then there's things with the letter that have a 2 after it, which in that case means you have to turn that side. In this case, it's U, just for an example. You have to turn it 2 times clockwise, like this. So if it's up, you have to turn it clockwise 2 times. So that applies for everything else, like the back, turn it clockwise 2 times. And then the front, turn it 2 times, like that. Super simple to memorize. That is all to the cube annotations. Now, once you're gonna have to memorize all of this, and algorithms use all of these letters just to form them. So now let's move on to actually solving the 2x2. Now we're moving on to the 2x2. And if you ever solve or ever know how to solve a 3x3, it's not really the same. It's just shrunk down to a mini size. And let's just get to this. Okay, so in a 2x2, I forgot to explain this, but there's only corners. So corner, 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 corner. Only corners. You can choose any color, but for now I'm going to use white to start off the solve side. So when we're looking at the color you've chosen, you're going to look at the other 2 colors that it has. So let's just say we're going to start off this face as where we're going to solve white. So this white corner piece has the colors blue and red on it. Pretty simple. Now we just have to look for another white tile that has either blue or red on it. So we're just going to look around. Oh, Well, now there's another corner piece that has white and another matching color, which in this case is red. So in this matter, you have to choose where the position is, and I'll go over the positions a bunch after we solve the cube at the end of the video, because there's a bunch of outcomes of where these white tiles can be or where the matching colors could be with it. Alright, so in this situation though, this white tile with the red is in the perfect position, and we only need to turn it 2 times. So first move will be right here, so that this is ready to move right down there. We can do any of these edge pieces, we can do any of these corner pieces, but I'm just going to do this one. So we've already done red, so we can take that out of the picture. The other tile to this white corner is green, so we're going to look for a white tile that is green. Oh, what do you know? A green tile that also has white. Or the opposite, doesn't really matter. So it's actually in the most perfect position possible, because we only need to do one move, like that. Super duper easy. Now, when you get to the last white corner piece that you need, it doesn't even matter how you arrange it. You just have to find it. Oh, well, in this case, it's on the back. So when it's on the back here, all you need to do is turn this like that. So now this was originally right here. It's over here. Now you can turn this twice, this way or once the other way, without harming this. Then turn this back. Now that's right here, all you have to do is turn this to the side like that, bring this down, and turn it back. Now you solved your white side with all of the bottom layers solved. And if you have any more ways that the white corners are arranged, that will be at the end of the video, and I'll show you how to do that. And there's quite a few of possibilities to do that. So let's move on to the second step. Alright, so now that you've solved your white side with this layer solved as well, this will actually become our bottom now. So we're just gonna flip that over like that. And now we're working to solve the yellow side without messing up any of this. So right here off the start, we have this yellow, these two yellows that are diagonal to each other. And with this, you're gonna want to turn this so that one of them is in the bottom left corner and one's in the top right. So this is your front now. This is your up, right, left, and all of that. Now here's where the algorithms come in that you're gonna have to memorize in order to solve this on your own. And this one's probably the simplest one I've ever known in my cubing history. And it basically goes like this. And the algorithms use all of these, remember? So it goes like this. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now we've turned it into 2 straight ones right here, which are actually already set up, because if it was like this, we would just have to turn it so that it'd be on the right up right here. And again, we're going to do that algorithm when these are placed right here. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now we just have one here, which is going to go in the bottom left corner right there. And now we're going to perform the algorithm again when this is in the bottom left corner. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now it's going to be in the top right corner which again, we want to make it in the bottom left corner right here, and do this algorithm for the last time.
R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime.
And now we've solved the yellow side, and this is still perfect down here. And next step. So now moving on to the next step with this yellow face solved, we're going to be looking for something like this. And if you don't have something like this, and basically you're going to want to pair this so that there's going to be a solve side, and you're probably going to be excited, oh, I solved 3 sides on a 2x2. You're about to solve the whole thing, buddy. So, you're going to want to have this solve side turn to the back. Now we're going to learn a new algorithm, and it's kind of long, but don't worry, it's pretty easy to memorize, and the algorithm goes like this.
R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R, B2, R2, B2.
And you just turn that. And there you go. Alright, so here's where the tricky part comes in. What if you don't have a solve side, or you can't get a solve side? Easy. All you have to do is perform that same algorithm twice. So again, the algorithm is
R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R, B2, R2, B2.
and now you will have a solve side, which in this case is green. Again, make it face the back and perform
R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R, B2, R2, B2.
and just turn it. Thank you guys so much for watching that tutorial. I hope you know how to solve a 2x2 now, because it is super simple, and now we can roll the credits on different white tiles at the beginning. Alright, so we've got this white and another white, and they both have green, but it's kind of weird like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to bring this one up, bring it like this, bring it back once, turn this again, and bring it back twice, so it's like that. And this one right here, oh, it's actually almost the same thing, but this one's on the top. So what you're going to want to do here is just bring this down, turn this, bring this one down, and bring it back. And now it's back there. And here we've got this one. Doesn't matter, but what you're going to want to do is bring this one down, bring this over, and bring it back up, bring it back. So now it's like that. So now if you have 2 white tiles like right here and here, this one has blue and this one also has blue. What you're going to want to do here is bring this one up like that, bring it up again, and since it's like this, just going to bring this up like that, and then bring it back down, just like that. So it's perfect. And then I'm just going along with this. Again, I've got this one. Now I'm kind of just going along with it. Alright, so now we have this white on the back. And I didn't say this before, but this needs to be where in the same row where there's not one right here, which is what it's like. Then you're just going to turn it like that. You're going to turn this, and then this is over here, so you bring it down twice, bring this one back, and again this one goes up, turn this, bring it down, and turn back.